Hello, hello, everyone. Let me know if you can see me and hear me. Hi, everyone. How are you doing? Let me know if you can see me and hear me. Hi. Let me know where you're joining me from in the chat. Let me know where you're joining me from in the chat. Hi, Ngozi. Hi, Adebowale. Hello. Happy Saturday. I hope your Saturday is going really well. US, awesome. Hi, Mary. Hi, Joshua. Hi. Ohio. Hi, Zandile. Cape Mays in Winnipeg. Toronto. Dallas, Texas. Edmonton, Nigeria. Ibadan, Nigeria. Awesome. All right. Hi, Bernard. Zandile is in Namibia. All right. Awesome. Okay. Hope you're having a good weekend, everyone. If your weekend is going well. All right. So today I wanted to actually quickly come live while I had a few minutes to talk about how to start your consulting practice, and of course answer any questions anyone might have around that. I do believe that the era that we're moving into is an era where we're going to have more people as consultants than employees, or the best way that we're going to be able to grow our incomes to overcome the current situations and challenges is to offer our services as consultants. And I believe that we all have the capacity and the capability to do that as long as we have experience. As long as we have experience, then we can provide consulting. All right. So, who is a consultant? It's a word that you would probably hear a lot. You hear consulting, consultant. So, who is a consultant really? A consultant, yeah, but you can definitely have that as another income stream. For sure. So a consultant is any individual who possesses any kind of specialized skill or knowledge or expertise in a particular field. So not everyone can be a consultant if you don't have expertise in a particular field or area whereby you can leverage your experience to offer advice to people, to companies, organizations for a fee. So so when you are skilled, specialized in a particular field, you can offer professional advice, right? Advisory services to individuals and companies and get paid. So whenever you're paid for your knowledge and your skills, you're providing consulting. So most times you're hired to solve a specific problem or to provide insights in some areas or in an area or to provide guidance on a particular topic which you are very skilled in. So you already have like lots of experience in that field, or yes, or you just have some specialized skills within that field. So you need to have expertise, and not everyone has expertise. You might have experience, but not expertise. When you say you have expertise, that means you're an expert in the space. So leveraging that expertise is what can, make you get into consulting. So, what is consulting in itself? It is really the practice of providing advice in a specific field or industry. So, so say you've had a lot of experience, maybe in finance, for example, and then you start providing financial advisory, then that makes sense. So you can provide that as consulting. Or you have experience in business and management, and you start providing business advisory to help to help business owners as a business consultant, then you're providing consulting, right? Or you have experience in IT and you're supporting business owners with setting up their IT services, what processes, systems they need to have in place, all of those things, then you are an IT consultant. So you need to already have experience in the field, and then you now provide advice to people who need it in a particular industry. So what you might be doing, within your consulting can be focused on maybe helping to identify problems. Whenever you identify new problems or challenges, that's you providing your consulting. You can also be diagnosing and identifying problems as well. You can be recommending solutions to your clients. You can be assisting with implementations. That's still consulting. You can also provide training and guidance. A lot of companies always hire external trainers to come train on particular topics, skills, tools. And there are people too who need training or guidance or some sort of coaching. So you can provide that as consulting. Okay. And you can provide consulting in any industry at all. Every industry has consultants, whether it's education or healthcare or management, technology, finance, regardless. You can provide consulting in any industry at all. You can provide consulting in any industry at all. All right. So, what are the ways that you can, what are the ways that you can offer your services? So the stat says that 63% of businesses actually have a budget to hire consultants, basically to give them external advice and recommendations. Even though I have a consulting company, I still hire consultants because there are still areas that I need some specialized advisory on. And I, as a consultant, I also provide advisory to other businesses and to individuals. So this is something that people are looking for, consulting or coaching or whatever. Within a particular field, you can offer your services. In fact, the consulting industry as a whole, the market size and revenue for consulting in 2023 is $860 billion. So it is a $1 billion industry, right? And in the US, as at 2022, the market size for consulting in the US was 329 billion US dollars. So again, it is an industry in itself. And the average salary of a consultant in the US is around $140,000. And in Canada is around $100,000. So being able to provide your consulting services is definitely six-figure income for you if you can leverage your skills and experience and you know the right ways to go about it. It can definitely be a thriving career path for you if you're looking for something else to add on to the existing experience that you have. So how can you provide your consulting? How can you get started? Um, to provide your consulting, to get started and all of that, there's many ways you can do it, but I want to just talk about like um, the fastest, the low cost ways that you can do it. So the first is really just like one-on-one consultations, right? So talking to people, direct personalized sessions, one-on-one sessions with clients. So you learn about their challenges and then you offer your advice. So that's one way that you can do that one-on-one, right? Easiest, fastest, low cost that you can actually provide. All right. Another is workshops and seminars, right? So workshops, seminars, you can also provide that. So this is our group sessions where you can address a common challenge in your industry. You can teach a particular skill to, you can provide exercises that people can do to help them overcome a challenge. So workshops and seminars are also ways you can provide consulting. Another way is through retainer services. So this is how you can provide ongoing consulting to a business or to an individual over a period of time, and you're being paid a retainer service, which is basically being paid a monthly fee or an annual fee for your advisory. So that's another way that you can also provide consulting. Then you can also provide consulting through projects, right? So you can work with clients on a particular project. Or we want to we want to revamp our our branding. We want to revamp our website. We want to build out the website. We want to we want to move into a new country, and we want you to help us manage that setup there. Or it could be anything. We want to improve our existing systems, and we want an IT consultant to help us with this. Or we are trying to solve an existing challenge maybe we have with with our employees or with our clients, and it's basically working with them for a period of time from start to finish, and you help them to achieve that goal, and you're done. So with a lot of consultants, they typically would work on project basis and work with multiple clients across multiple time periods, whether it's 3 months, 6 months, as the case may be. If there are needs for extensions, they can extend, but it's really just for that project, and you can work with multiple clients during that time. You can also provide your consulting either virtually or on site. So, on site, you have to travel to the client's place of business, and they pay for that. And then you go there and you work with them and their employees to ensure that you understand their challenges and you solve their problems. You provide solutions to their issues. But you can also provide it remotely. So if you provide it remotely, that means you're just providing your consulting through, Zoom calls, Skype, Teams calls, emails, using chat tools. So you're doing it virtually and remotely instead of going on site. Before COVID, I used to travel a lot and do a lot of on site consulting. I mean, I liked it, it was fun. But with the pandemic and what happened, a lot of my consulting moved to remote. So just doing that through Zoom and supporting them through email and chats and all of that. So again, these are different ways that you can still provide your consulting services. You can actually provide training. I think this is also another area that a lot of people don't actually know, that trainers are actually consultants who actually come into an organization and train employees or stakeholders within the business. And it could be maybe a particular topic, right? Maybe it's customer service skills, maybe it's how to give a better employee experience, maybe it's on a particular tool, how to use the Microsoft Office suite or the Google Office suite, or how to use Salesforce, right? So you can actually train them, or you can train them on best standards or industry practices that they're unaware of, or that's new, or they need something like a refresher on. So you can also do that. This is something that I also do, is doing a lot of trainings with companies, for their staff, whether it's through like a keynote or workshop, a seminar, or an extended training session where they're going to have to maybe at the end of the day do some maybe exercises, take a training, take an exam or a test rather at the end of that training. Another way is also through like audits and assessments, right? So you can actually, like I said earlier, some ways you can provide consulting is to actually diagnose, right? So what you're doing is you're going to be reviewing and auditing their current systems, their processes, which is typically what most consultants will always start with, especially if you have something existing. They will look at what you currently have and give you some feedback, some insights, and some recommendations that you can use to improve. So during the audit and assessment period, they will look at everything that you have provided and give you, some recommendations. So that's something that, that can be offered as part of your consulting. And then once you have assessed where they are and what the solutions could be, then you can offer to provide extra services, whether it's going to help them to implement, or maybe there's a training need or a hiring need, whatever your services are, you can actually add that on. Okay. We have the another type, which is like providing support in terms of like a help desk or a hotline, whereby they can reach out to you, at any point in time for immediate advice, challenges or needs that they might have. Um, this is mostly done with like more of like maybe managers, their management team, that would need quick advice once in a while. And based off of that, they can reach out to you at any point in time for your advice or your needs. for any challenges they might have. So that's a way that you can actually provide consulting by being that hotline that they have, that help desk that they need at any point in time to offer immediate advice through maybe chat, email, phone, whatever your engagement looks like. And then you also have subscription services. So you can actually just have people subscribe to a community of people who are just like them, where you would be providing them with insights, updates for the industry, recommending solutions to them during that subscription period. So maybe it's for 3 months or 6 months, and they're subscribed to that, whether it's a group or a membership or something like that. And you have maybe Q&A sessions, you have training sessions for them within that group. So they're basically just paying a subscription fee for your consulting. Another way that you can also provide consulting and to start your consulting is also looking at, for people who have a lot of experience in doing like research, you can actually conduct research for companies, and they can pay you for your research services. So maybe they need research on particular topics within their industry. They need some detailed reports and insights about their own organization or even about their industry. You can help them with that. So for like research and reports, there are companies that this is what they do. So like when you go into like a bank, for example, or you go into some institutions, or you call their customer service, or you engage with them somehow, you would find that you would probably get like an email or an SMS asking how your experience was, asking you to fill out a survey, asking questions about, did they answer your questions well? Did you feel supported? Do you feel like they understood the product? Did you get everything that you needed? Is there anything else that they could have done better? So you can always provide this as well, because there are companies that do this. So researching, asking questions to the customers and getting customer feedback, and then providing reports to the company and giving them insights on what areas they can improve on as a company. Also, even internally for their employees, for those of us who have worked in like large organizations, you would find sometimes that external consultants will come in and would do employee engagement surveys, ask questions. You have to fill out those surveys and answer those questions. And they would gather the results and put it together. Hi, Emma. And they'll put together the results, into a report for the organization. So they're actually consultants that do that for companies, and companies really need that to find areas that they can always improve and, of course, get better. Mastermind group. So you can put together like masterminds for people who are peers, so that they can collaborate, share insights, solve challenges together. That way they can have group sessions together. So that's the way you can also provide consulting, is like bringing people together and having a mastermind. As a consultant too, you can do strategy development. So create strategic plans, business roadmaps, strategy roadmaps, help create frameworks as well for organizations, who need something like a roadmap and a guide to achieve their goals, whether they're short-term or long-term goals. You can help them with crafting that strategy as well. And then implementation, as a consultant, you can provide implementation services, implementing solutions for your clients. You can also, assist your clients with any changes that they might have. Companies are always going through changes. And as they keep going through changes, they need support through that as well. Tech consulting, software consulting is it's a consulting that has always been there for a long time for people in the tech space. So if you have experience with implementing softwares, integrating, optimizing softwares and technologies, you can be offering that to small businesses that need that, or solopreneurs that need that service too as well. And then for people who are like in very specialized industries, so if you've always been in like business or management, or or finance, for example, like or healthcare. There are specific sectors within these industries that you can provide very specific consulting. So, like in finance, not everyone can give investment advisory. So, if you have like investment license and licenses that give you the opportunity to provide very specific consulting, then you can absolutely do that. Also, within technology, there are some specialized fields. Like, not everyone can provide consulting on AI or robotics, for example, right? So, if you have that kind of specific experience, then you can help companies who want to leverage AI, leverage robotics and machine learning and all of that. So that's like an example of a specific field. And there are so many specific fields as well. Within healthcare, too, there are very specific fields within healthcare that you can provide consulting around. So, like, I have a client who is a disease prevention specialist. So, as a disease prevention specialist, her experience is very unique, and she can provide that expertise to governments and non-profits that need that expertise within healthcare. Franchise consulting also is a way you can also provide consulting. So if businesses want to franchise, they want to have other people franchise their business, you can help them with the strategies and implementation. If you have that business experience, another interesting way you can also, offer your consulting is by white labeling. So white labeling means that you're going to offer your consulting through another company. So you can be a consultant that works with a consulting company that offers services, and your service would be one of their services. So, for example, let's say AI, for example, right? So maybe we have a client who wants some help with AI, and I don't have AI experience and you don't have AI experience. What we can do is we have a colleague of ours who has AI experience. That person can actually provide the service under our company as a consultant under our company. So that's another way that you can find companies that provide consulting services, but they don't have the kind of service they don't have the skill sets or anyone with your skill sets at their organization. You can really just partner with them and have them white label your own service under their company because they have an existing brand. And then another way you can also provide consulting is looking at like specialized tailored programs. So every company is different, and that's why sometimes doing an audit or assessment is good, so that you can see what the challenges they have, and you can recommend unique programs, unique solutions for them, unique to their organization. And then also, like coaching and mentorship is another way that people can provide consulting services. So because people are paying you for your advice, you can really be a consultant, whether it's or a coach, whether it's a career coach, relationship coach, spiritual coach, health coach, or whatever, right? You're really just helping them navigate challenges that they have, whether it's in their careers or their lives or anything like that. So those are ways that you can provide consulting. Those are the ways you can provide consulting. And the truth is that, any of these ways, like you can choose any of the ways that would work best for you. When I first started my consulting, I already had a six-figure job, and these consulting opportunities came to me because I had thought, well, why not? Like, if I am going to look for something to do, whether it's going to be a job or a consulting opportunity, like, I'm down for it as long as I get paid for my services. So again, one, do you have expertise? Is there something that you are confident in? You have the skills, you can help any client that reaches out to you. You can actually solve their problem. You can help them with their advice, with the advice that they need. So you need to have the skills. So for me, my skills have been in business analysis, right? So as a business analyst, I've worked in multiple industries. I've worked with multiple clients. I know what the typical challenges are. I know how to help and solve people's problems. I can listen to your issue, your challenge, and give you a solution right there, right? And you can implement it and get results. So you need to have that expert skill, right? For you to, be a consultant. Also, there are certain skills that you already have that you can leverage. So maybe you've always been like a teacher, for example. What are the ways that you can leverage that? So for me, being that I have been in the education space, I have done content development, curriculum development for, university. I've reviewed the content, done content review for a university too as well. I have done, keynotes and trainings, curating trainings. I've done a lot of brand strategy, IT consulting, software consulting. So these are different ways that, based on your experience, you can choose to, tap into where you have expertise and what is the area that people would need my services in. What's the area that people would need my services in? Would they need my services based on maybe strategy? I'm really good at, strategy. Maybe I'm really good at marketing. A lot of organizations within my industry, especially the small businesses. Like for me, that's where I started, is like, okay, a lot of small businesses need business consultants, they need technology consultants, they can't afford the big companies. But as a boutique company, I can provide that service to them at a lower and affordable rate. My hourly rates are not going to be as expensive as the big companies, or my project consulting rates. Also, I can help them on a closer level, right? Compared to the bigger companies. So would make you stand out, that would make people say, oh, okay, I definitely want to work with this person. So identifying those low hanging fruits within your industry is very, very vital. And then, of course, how you can use those skills to help them, achieve those goals. So there are so many ways that you can do, that you can actually provide your consultant. And remember, white labeling too is really important. I think for a lot of us, we don't see the opportunities to like partner with people and leverage our expertise together. That's one way that you can actually grow quickly, is by your partnerships, collaborations that you have. Building your network is really important too. But for like my first few opportunities that I got as a consultant, they were really just by finding them online. When companies are looking for consultants, they would use like job boards, like LinkedIn, Indeed, Monster, and the rest. Like they would use that, and those were the places I found like some of my first few um, consulting opportunities. So again, you want to be able to look out for, where can I find like consulting opportunities? What are they looking for? And then as you continue to grow, you would have like referrals, you would, have a stronger network of people that are sending you opportunities and collaborating with you. So how do you get started? Like, how would you get started? Knowing different ways that you can provide consulting. First of all, you need to have the right mindset. The right mindset is really important. If you're that kind of person that you have to be told what to do. You don't have that sense of direction. You don't have that personal accountability to get work done. Then it's definitely not for you. Just stick to your job where your manager has to like manage you to get work done. Where you have sort of that direction on what to do. As a consultant, you curate your work style. You curate how you're going to manage your projects and work with your clients. So you need to have that personal accountability, but you also need to continuously keep learning, keep improving, so that you can stand out as one of the best. For sure. Also, you want to make sure that you're that kind of person that you are ready to, navigate the challenges of you working directly with clients, meeting their needs, managing any issues that may come up. As an employee, you work within the boundaries of an organization, so it's really different. So you want to make sure you know how to manage those relationships. The truth is, most consultants are entrepreneurial already, so they have the entrepreneurial mindset. They are not waiting for someone to come and tell them what to do. They are go-getters, they are proactive, they leverage their networks, they build relationships, and those are things that are really important, if you want to succeed. Also, you want to make sure you can define your niche. Like, what area are you going to excel in? I said this before, but it's really important that you define what area you're going to excel in. You can't just be so broad. Most times you want to be a little bit more specialized. So even if you're in marketing, okay, what kind of marketing, are you going to provide? Right. So being able to specialize within your niche and defining your niche is really important. They say that there is riches in the niches, right? So make sure that you can define your niche. Make sure you also understand who your target market is, like which companies, which industries are, the best for my expertise? Who needs my expertise? What are the challenges that they have? What are the demographics within that industry? What are the psychographics? What do they typically spend for consulting? How much are they spending on challenges that they have? Right. And how can my services like help them? How can my skills help them? So you want to make sure you do that research. Really, really important. And you also need to have a good value proposition, right? So what, would make me stand out? What's my unique selling point? What makes me stand out from everybody else? Like you need to make sure you have something that makes you stand out. Like you need to stand out in the marketplace. And this really applies to even employees. Like you want to make sure you stand out. It is so competitive right now that even with, people wanting to get jobs, and then with the layoffs that have happened, there's more people in the pool. And then with some companies um, having hiring freezes, the competition is so high that you want to make sure that you stand out. Like it's really important that you identify how you can stand out. Really important. And most importantly, this day and age, you cannot want to stand out and not have a strong personal brand. Like having a strong personal brand is important. What do people say about you when you're not in the room? What do people say about you when you're not in the room? You have to build your brand. Your brand is your reputation. So you need to have a strong personal brand. As an employee, as a consultant, in this day and age, you cannot thrive without having a strong personal brand. You want to make sure that you're leveraging your own unique story. What made you come into this career path? Why is it a passion for you? Because even when you're in interviews or having those conversations, those are the things you're going to talk about. It's not about all the experiences that you have at that point. It's about what makes you different, what makes you unique. So you want to make sure that you can tell authentic stories that will draw in your interviewer or your potential hiring manager or client. I also want to make sure that you curate your social media space, like your LinkedIn profile. Really, really important that your LinkedIn profile is well curated. I can't emphasize this enough. Your LinkedIn profile must be well curated, from your picture to your bio, to your headline, to your to your experience, to your skills. All of it must be well curated, that once someone gets on your LinkedIn profile, they can see, what your experience is, what you can do for them. They can immediately see the value that you bring. So you want to make sure you curate your LinkedIn profile. And then if there are other social media platforms that you have, whether it's your Facebook or your Instagram or whatever, remember that when people put your name on social media, all your pages will come up. So you want to make sure that it's well curated. Share insights too on your pages. Like don't just have a page for the sake of it. I find with a lot of people who are saying, oh, they don't have jobs, blah blah blah, or they're looking for opportunities, they're not leveraging their social media pages. So you want to make sure that you're creating your own posts there, share your insights, share your learnings. That's really important. Network with people through your social media pages, engage with, content too as well. That's really important. And then also, a lot of people say, oh, I don't know if I'm going to make money as a consultant, blah, blah, blah. Well, if you don't know your value, first of all, you're not going to. So you want to make sure you know the value that you're offering to your prospective clients, or even your employers. Like it's really important that you know your value, because what you are going to be requesting is not just a matter of time. You're not just being paid for your time, you're being paid for the value that you offer. You're being paid for the transformation that you're going to offer. So you want to make sure that that's what you're thinking about when you're, giving out the numbers, whether it's an hourly fee or an annual fee or retainer or whatever. And then also know that if you're offering multiple services, how can you bundle those services? How can you ensure that you give comprehensive solutions to the problems that they have? Like that's really important. And of course, you want to make sure you've positioned yourself as top tier. So if you want to charge premium, then you want to make sure that you are also one of the best. So how do you ensure that you do that? Right? It's through continuous learning, continuous improvement. It's through your recommendations. Those are the ways that you can do that. Being a thought leader too in your space. So speaking about thought leadership, I talk about thought leadership all the time, and I've been saying this for a long time. There's going to be a time whereby if you are not a thought leader, you will not be respected as a consultant. You will not be hired into certain leadership positions. In fact, companies right now are now training their executives and managers and people in management to start to become thought leaders. They now have, thought leadership trainings for them. So why do you need to be a thought leader? You need to be a thought leader because that's the way you can stand out. If you want to say you want to start making high six figures or even grow your income all the way to seven figures, the only way you can do that is by being known in the marketplace, by standing out, by being an authority in your field. Yes, I know everyone cannot be this, but there are some people who can now actually say, I have expertise in a particular field and I can be an authority in my field. And you can build thought leadership. No one is born a thought leader, right? You can build your thought leadership. And how do you build your thought leadership? You start sharing innovative ideas, your insights and your views, right? You influence your industry trends. That's how you start to become a thought leader. That's how you build your thought leadership. Challenging the status quo, shaping the way other people think about things, right? So you don't be a follower. If you're a follower, you're not a thought leader. You have to be a leader, whereby you are approaching topics and problems in a different and unique way, in a very different and unique way. That's how you become a thought leader and authority in your field. So when you're building your thought leadership, what you're doing is you're positioning yourself or even your company as an expert or leader in your field, right? In your industry, in your industry, or in a particular topic, right? There are certain topics that I would ask, who can tell me a thought leader in this industry? You would name certain people. Or, I want to do XYZ. Is there any company that will be the best for my marketing? Any company that will be the best for my IT strategies or my brand strategy? And people would name certain companies. Is there any company that would help me with a cybersecurity issue? People would name companies. That's what they've done, is that they have built their thought leadership by positioning their companies as, thought leadership brands, right? So they've done this by sharing content that people resonate with, learned from, or they shared insights that, attracted their target market and like, oh, this actually makes sense. And what they've done is they've gained the trust of their customers, they've sparked new conversations, discussions, they've influenced new trends and behaviors within their fields. And that's how they've been able to build their thought leadership. And it's something that takes time and you grow and you build. But the truth is, once you've been able to do that, James said, through thought leadership. Yeah. So once you've been able to do that, what that happens is that you start to attract clients to you, who are, who want to work with you, right? And they would, when you charge your fees, like it's not going to be a matter of, oh, I didn't think I was going to pay that. No, they already know that you're a thought leader. And this is important because thought leaders can charge 13% more on average for their services than regular consultants. So when you've built your thought leadership, you now have an expertise within your space, right? So how do you do that? Like I said, you want to share content that resonates with people, whether it's articles or blogs or papers. Offer unique insights within your industry. A lot of authors are already thought leaders because they've written a book within their field, and that has established them as an authority in their field. Speaking at conferences, webinars, workshops, panels as well. These are ways that people can build their thought leadership. Engaging on social media. So whether you're sharing something on social media, you comment, or you produce your own content, whether it's LinkedIn, Twitter, or any specific network for your industry. How can I share my insights? Whether you have your own podcast or you're a guest on a podcast as well, that's another way that you can share your thought leadership too. Also hosting a webinar or being a guest on a webinar or collaborating with people to talk about something on a webinar. That's also a way that you can build your thought leadership. Network. I say this all the time. You have to network. So whether you're going to industry events, seminars, workshops, whether you're going anywhere, you want to make sure that you're networking, so that people can get to know who you are. And even if you're a job seeker, like you should be going to all these industry events, career events. I can't say that enough. You want to go to those events not because you are hoping to land a job or get a client on those events. No, what's happening at those events is that you're going to make those connections and take them off, take them offline, whereby after the events you're going to continue to build on those relationships. That's one of the ways I've been able to have a lot of recruiters that became my friends, because when I go to those events, or people in my industry, when I go to those events, I network with them, we connect on LinkedIn, we share phone numbers and all of that. Then I continue to brew that relationship, because you never know where that relationship is going to take you to. Um, Collaborate. I say this a lot. Collaborate with other people. Collaborate with other people within your industry. Collaborate with people who are also existing thought leaders or other experts. Collaborate with them. That way you can, build your thought leadership, continuously learning. Like, you have to keep learning, keep improving yourself. If you want to be a thought leader, you have to stay ahead of the trends. Like, a lot of the things that I see happening now are things that I had predicted earlier, and we have been we've had that foresight about it, and we're really prepared for what the latest trends are right now. So you want to make sure that you stay ahead of the trends in your field. You can also offer to mentor people. So if you are someone who is more experienced, you can mentor other people. You can also do a lot of case studies. So if you have practical experience, your own practical experience, or your own success stories within your industry, you can share that with other people, share strategies with people that they can implement. You can also do some research. So maybe survey your industry, collect the data, publish it, right? That's a way to build your thought leadership. Teaching other people. How do I find mentors? You can find mentors on LinkedIn, and there are also mentorship groups too that you can join as well. So there's Lean In, there is WXN Women. Since you're a woman, there's a couple of them. There's a lot of other organizations. The IIBA has mentorship, PMI has mentorship, CPHR has mentorship. APEGA has mentorship. So, like, every professional institution has mentorship. That's a good question, though. So you can always find mentors there. Reach out to the executives, find mentors, right? If you're looking for a mentor. But also, you can also mentor other people. So if you have already gotten success, mentor other people. You can also teach people, right? Whether it's courses or workshops or lecture institutions. Let me tell you all, when I got the consulting opportunity with the University of Manitoba, I was already teaching business analysis with my local IIBA chapter. And one of the things they said was that we were attracted to you because you're already teaching people business analysis, and we believe that you having that experience of teaching other people, we believe that you would be one of the best people to help us with developing our content for our business analysis certificate program, and also teaching people business analysis. So again, I was volunteering. So sometimes we discount all those kinds of experience. I was volunteering, but my volunteering teaching experience helped me with my education consulting opportunity. So again, mentor other people, find mentors, all of that. That's really, really important. And then the truth is, once you start to also share your expertise, share your knowledge, what happens is that you'll be invited to be on the press, to be a source, to be an expert for journalists and being in the press. Those things come with building your thought leadership. It doesn't just come just like that. It comes with building your thought leadership, and then also building a community. For some of you, being in a community or even building your own community, maybe it can be a WhatsApp forum, Telegram, Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever is best for you. Build that community, that group, that platform where you and your industry peers can like share, learn. That way you start to also build your thought leadership. So it's really important that you're doing that. And building your thought leadership, once you're a thought leader and you have some kind of thought leadership, it helps you, whether you're an employee or a consultant. When people see that you have some sort of thought leadership within your industry, it definitely makes you a prime candidate at all time. At all times, you become a prime candidate for anything that you're trying to get. I've always, been told that, there was something that made you stand out here, and it was XYZ. Maybe you've already been doing some teaching, I've been doing some speaking, things like that. That helped to always make me stand out at all times. So you want to make sure that, you're finding ways to build your thought leadership. And the truth is that statistics shows that 52% of readers are looking for thought leadership content. People are not just looking for any kind of, they want to read from people who are thought leaders. They would follow your pages, they would turn on notifications to read your newsletters or things like that, or read your posts, because they know that they're going to learn from thought leaders. And when you're building your thought leadership, it helps people to trust you. So customer trust, it helps to differentiate you in the market. It helps also for brand awareness. So that's why companies are, doing a whole lot to see how they can improve their thought leadership. They would sponsor events, they would host their own events, they would get their own executive management to go speak at events. Companies are now doing webinars and workshops and conferences and things like that, just to also increase that brand awareness through thought leadership. So it's really important that you are doing that. And then also, as you start to grow your consulting, you want to make sure that you're thinking of how to scale. Like I said, collaboration is important. Find partnerships, find people that can work with you. Start to build your team. Start to find your partners. Start to look for ways to go beyond one-on-one. So whether it's courses or coaching or workshops and things like that. Also, you want to leverage technology. Like, you want to work with another consultant that can help you with leveraging technology in your practice, automating things. I've been reading a lot about, what's coming, and what's coming is that AI and automation is going to blow our minds. For a lot of people, they think they've seen it all with ChatGPT, but it's actually going to be insane what's happening. So again, leverage technology and automation to help you grow and scale quickly, so that it's not all dependent on you. Because the truth is, one person making six figures, like, that's easy. With one client, you can do that. Two clients, you can do that. But with if you want to like scale quickly and grow, once you start to have maybe more clients, then you want to make sure you have the technology in place, you have automation in place, you have the team, the partnerships to help you grow as well. I want you to always think about, like, how can I increase my income at every point in time? Inflation keeps rising. I've been saying this for like 2 years. Like, it's coming. Increase your income. Like, once that happens, nobody's going to pay you more. So make sure you get ahead of it. And it's happened already. And those who were able to take advantage of that opportunity in the last 2 years, they're not complaining now, compared to people who are now complaining about, oh, price of this, price of that. So how can you ensure that I can get a remote job, or I can provide some remote consulting from the comfort of my home and increase my income, make more money, and also, provide it globally, right? Just even outside of my current country or location, how can I provide my services to another person in China or Australia or in the UK or in South America? How can I do it? Do I have the skills that are needed in these places? Right, so that's how you can think about it. There are also platforms you can offer, whether it's freelance consulting, you can do that as well. There's multiple platforms. There's freelance.com, there's Upwork, there's so many of them. There's remote.com, there's remoteworkers.com. Like, there's so many of them where you can get like projects, you can get full times or part-time consulting opportunities. So you want to look at how you can find your clients. So those are like very very standard ways to find people to work with you. You want to use LinkedIn is great for getting a job, for finding consulting clients. Like, anything you're looking for, you can find on LinkedIn. So find ways to leverage LinkedIn, find collaborations and partnerships that you can glean from. Because the truth is, maybe you can work with someone in another country and provide your services there, because maybe they don't have someone with that skill set that you have. But how do you know that if you don't, network and find people that you can collaborate with? And then just making sure that you're using traditional and non-traditional techniques. So, of course, using all the platforms and all of that is great, but also people in your local network, like, asking for referrals from people, joining your local chamber of commerce, joining organizations, platforms, and associations within your field. Those are ways that you can also leverage that, because sometimes they have like directories as well. The IIB has a directory. I saw that recently, which is great. So you can literally just search for like certain skills on the IIB website, and business analysts will come up, on the directory. Some organizations have that too. Associations have that, where they have a directory of people with certain skill sets, and people can find you there. So what are ways that people can find me? So you want to think about that, and of course, make sure you're getting some coaching, training, mentorship. I know someone was asking about how to find mentors. I gave you some strategies there. Let me know if that's helpful for you. Find coaches, mentors, get the training that you need. Learn from people who have already gotten the success that you desire. And of course, embrace any failures along the way. Keep going along the way. That's part of the journey, because every failure is a learning opportunity for you. It's a learning opportunity for you. Um, James, what's your question about remote? What's your question about remote? Let me know. So with a lot of our, the clients that I've worked with, it's been, so many things. So for people who already you're looking for, an extra source of income, consider providing your consulting, right? As an extra source of income, you can still have your regular job and you can provide your consulting. If you already have expertise, it's not something that's going to take too much from you. So you can definitely do that. You want to build your thought leadership, right? For a lot of our clients, they have used things like, putting up their own content, speaking, teaching, building their own communities. That's really helpful. But you have to make sure you identify your niche. You want to make sure that you know who the right in client who is for you. Don't know the right industries that you can leverage your expertise in. That would help you to narrow down faster, as well. Yeah. So like I'll talk about like a few people. So like Oyi, who is she's actually Coach Oyi on Instagram. She built like a very thriving e-commerce brand. Like she had a very good e-commerce brand, and she sold and exited her company. And when she joined us, she wanted to learn like how can she leverage her experience, because she's always been an entrepreneur. How can she leverage her entrepreneurship experience and still work in corporate? And when she joined the thought leadership mastermind, we looked at how she can still leverage her entrepreneurship experience and still work in corporate, because she wanted to have that sort of mix and that stability. So we looked at her experience as an e-commerce business owner, and she was able to get an e-commerce business specialist role, right? So she was able to leverage her entrepreneurship experience as an e-commerce business specialist. So what experience do you have that you can leverage, whether it's entrepreneurship? How can I leverage that to get a solid six-figure income? And then because she has experience in e-commerce and marketing, she's now offering her consulting services as a marketing consultant for other companies. So outside of her 9 to 5, she has her consulting. So with these companies, what she helps them to do is she provides what she calls a concierge consulting service. So these companies are already established and they need help in growing their marketing, scaling their marketing digitally. Because she has experience in doing that for her own business, she's helping these companies with their marketing, right? And then she also provides e-learning experiences for these companies. So for business owners who want to learn how to do it themselves, she's teaching them her own strategies and how she was able to do it for her e-commerce brand. So she still has a fantastic job. She's now a scrum master in a bank. However, she still has her consulting, right? So again, you can leverage your entrepreneurship experience, get a job, and still provide your consulting. You can leverage the experience you had in corporate and use that for consulting. right? For me, it was the other way around. I had experience in corporate. I'd done a lot of business analysis, business consulting, business strategy, and I've been able to leverage that to help smaller businesses and other businesses. So you want to think about, how can I leverage my corporate experience to provide consulting? How can I leverage my entrepreneurship experience to have a six-figure job and still provide consulting at the same time? So these are things that you can definitely look into if you're all looking for ways to like improve your income, and you are applying for jobs or trying to change your job and that's not coming through. Maybe I can actually be providing consulting instead. Maybe I can be leveraging the skills and experiences that I already have. KCA here? I saw KCA here. KCA is one of our clients who joined the PPT business um, coaching program that I did in January. And in January, and as of today, she's been able to do over R1 billion in sales, which is over $1 million. And what she really needed was, how can I, scale my business? I started my business. How can I scale it? Right. And the truth is, when you're looking at scaling, you want to look at, how can I optimize my processes? Who do I need to hire? What are the talents I need in my company? How do I build my business digitally? How can I build my business in a way that I can offer my services globally, outside of my current country? How can I do that? And that's what we helped her to do, right? And she was looking for a new revenue stream. So of course, because she already had an existing agro business where she was selling her products, but she didn't have any digital presence, no way of marketing, nothing at all. It was just a handful of people in that company were able to look at, okay, you need to go digital. These are the things you need to get done. These are the key roles you need to hire. These are the ways you're going to optimize your process. And this is how you're going to scale your business globally. And now she offers her products in Canada, US, UK, Australia, and thereabout. Rafied as well. Rafied is someone who joined our business analysis school. She wanted to get a job. And as a mom, she wanted something that was remote. And based off of her learning experience and all of that, she got a product manager job. Right, when she got a product manager job with a company in the US, um she was doing excellently well. She's still there doing excellently well, and grew into leadership in that company. And her superiors really love her. They love the work that she's doing. um and then, she joined the thought leadership mastermind, and she wanted to learn how to build her thought leadership. She's like, I see the work, I see, how you do it, and you do it so effortless. Like, how do you do it? So she joined the thought leadership mastermind and also upgraded into like a private coaching, because she wanted to really learn how she can provide consulting. That was like her desire last year. She wanted to really start her consulting. And she wanted to launch her product management consulting company because she saw that there was a gap whereby a lot of products based businesses were struggling with launching their products. And so what she did was she launched a product where she helped business owners to validate their business ideas. And also she now launched a community for moms just like her, an e-commerce website where they could shop. So again, how can you leverage? And she still has a fantastic job as a product manager, but she's leveraging her experience and skills, to provide products, to build products that would help business owners that are also helping mothers. So how can you leverage the experience and skills that you have in a way that, even if you have an amazing job and that you love, how can you leverage that experience in a way that you can still make an income based on your skills and experiences? Based on your skills and experiences. Abiodun is also someone who joined the PPT business coaching program we had in January, and he already had experience in cybersecurity. He's worked in oil and gas for over 20 years, but he was looking to launch and start his cybersecurity company. And he was kind of looking for, what's the framework? Am I going to do it right? How is this going to happen? And in that program, we talked about like the key things you need to have for your people, your process, and your technology. And now he's launched his cybersecurity consulting still has an amazing job, launched cybersecurity consulting and also cybersecurity training programs too as well through his company. So again, when you have expertise in the field, you can leverage that expertise. You can leverage that expertise for sure. And that's what I've been able to do. And a lot of the clients who have, worked with me have been able to do that as well. Let's see if there's, okay. All right. Okay. So, hi, Elijah. Yeah. So for anyone who's interested in, if you have questions, can you put it like in the question box so I don't miss it? So anyone who's interested in learning more about how you can build your consulting, build your thought leadership, the truth is once you start to build your thought leadership, opportunities that come to you, like you're attracting opportunities to yourself, like you don't have to struggle or hustle about that, like you attract those opportunities to you. So if you want to learn more about that, every November we've always had our thought leadership event. Is a conference. We've been doing it for 1 day virtually, and it's 2 days this year. So next month in November, we're having a 2 day live event here in Calgary. It's going to be amazing. So it's a thought leadership business school live event. It is an event for professionals who want to learn how to increase their income through consulting. They want to become experts in their field through thought leadership, coaching, consulting, speaking thereabout, and also entrepreneurs. So people who already have businesses but don't even know how to grow and scale their businesses. A lot of people start businesses but don't even know how to grow it, how to increase their income, right, or increase the revenue. That event is for you. It's going to be a 2 day learning experience. Can I be consulting as a travel agency? Absolutely, you can. There are travel consultants, who help people with their travel experiences. Also, you can partner with hotels, you can partner with airlines. There's many ways that you can do that. That's a good question, right? So I don't think there's any industry that you can't provide consulting at all. There's so many ways you can provide consulting. I was at the Four Seasons recently, and I was privy to be in a session with the head of learning and development for the Four Seasons. And she talked about the fact that, people don't reach out to her with ways that they can serve their employees, right? She hires a lot of trainers. She pays her trainers to come and train their staff on at the hotel on how to provide good employee experience, good customer experience, customer service skills, communication skills. So again, what are the ways that you can leverage the experience and skills you have? So all of these are the things that we're going to be discussing in November, and looking at how you can put together your own package, how you can take your experience and package your experience within your niche, how to identify the target markets that you can work with, how to show up as a leader in your market, how to craft your unique value proposition, what is going to make you stand out in a very crowded marketplace, how to also use the story framework. So, the story framework is a framework that I have built, right? To help you build a personal brand and a thought leadership brand. That's what the story framework is about. How to build your offers. So once you have multiple offers, how do you build them? How do you price them? How do you bundle them? So those are things that we're going to be looking at, at this, in the learning experience. And then, of course, the strategies that you're going to employ to build your thought leadership. The truth is, it used to take like years and years and years to build your thought leadership, but these days, with unique strategies, you can build your thought leadership as quickly as possible. And we're going to be talking about those strategies, how to do it, and also having people come and speak on different topics, like being able to provide consulting while still working a six-figure job, or how they've been able to build their businesses to where they are now, how they've leveraged automation, how they've leveraged technology to scale their businesses. I would also be sharing that. We'll also have speakers talking about all of these different strategies to leverage automation, leverage technology, how to build and grow. and also like the easiest, fastest, no cost, low cost strategies. Um, like for me, a lot of those things came easy to me because I wasn't trying to complicate things. I was just looking for opportunities wherever. So I would go on LinkedIn, I would go on Indeed, I would go everywhere and look for opportunities. So the opportunities are available. So you want to look at the easiest and fastest way that you can provide your service, right? And find someone who's willing to pay you for your, for your time and for the value. So again, Thought Leadership Business School Live is an event that you don't want to miss. If you're interested in joining us in November, it's going to be in Calgary, Alberta, November 17 to 18. Just comment live in the chat and I'll send you information about the event. Or if you're joining me on Instagram, is on the link in my bio. Also on LinkedIn is on the link in my bio. You can see it right there. But if you comment live in the chat, um, I will send you the link to your DM and you can get access to the event. It's going to be an amazing time. And I can't wait to have you there. We're going to have lots of learning sessions, from keynotes to workshops to networking sessions. All of that is going to be, music and food and dance and everything is going to be a fun learning experience that I'm looking forward to. And we have several ticket levels that you can take advantage of for the event. And of course, if you have questions, feel free to send a DM, send an email, comment live, LIVE, in the chat, and I'll send it to your DM. If you put live in the chat, I'll send it to your DM. So it's going to be an amazing time where we're going to learn like how you can build your thought leadership. No, there's no virtual option. How to build your thought leadership. You're going to learn how we can take our skills and experiences and offer that as consultants. It's going to be live here in Calgary, Alberta next month, and I can't wait. Preparation is ongoing and it's going to be amazing. So yeah, it's going to be a wonderful 2 days of learning and experience, deeper practical trainings, deeper workshops, Q&A sessions. And I'm going to be actually working with the people who come to help them develop their offer and help them create the strategy, in person. So we're going to do that together in person and it's going to be an amazing time. I cannot wait. But again, I hope, learning more about how you can also provide your consulting, how you can start your consulting, has been helpful for you all, this beautiful Saturday. Again, if you comment live, I'll send you the link to get started. But if you go to the link in my bio, you should also see it in there as well. You can send an email, info@anyconsulting.ca. You can also send a message to 587-792-9979. So that's also a number you can reach out to. But again, it's going to be an amazing time. I can't wait. I believe that for a lot of people, this is something that they need right now. This is something a lot of people need right now. And it might seem like, oh, why is she saying this? Are you saying you shouldn't have it? No, you can always have a job. Like nobody's saying you shouldn't have a job. Like I would, I would always talk about like how business analysis career is a fantastic career, but there's always going to be a limit as to where you can maybe grow, or when you look at the current situation within the market, if the market is not a hiring market right now, where there's like lots of opportunities and jobs everywhere, then you want to look at other ways that you can grow your income. And this is one of the ways that you can do that. One of the ways that you can do that easily. So I hope this was a great session, everyone. And for those who learned a lot and took notes, I hope this was good for you. Thanks for the great questions that, were asked. So Adi, I answered your question about your travel agency, right? And where I talked about like, how you could partner with like hotels and airlines and how you can talk about like trends within your industry, the trends within your industry. You, as a thought leader, that's what you should be doing, providing your insights to the consumers within your industry too as well. So you're seen as a thought leader, and find ways that you can collaborate. So find ways to collaborate with since you're in the travel industry, whether it's hotels, whether it's airlines, whether it is booking companies, find ways you can collaborate with them. I think that would be great for you as well. If you didn't start from the beginning of this live, I will save it. I will save it so you can watch it again. I think it was really, really good. We shared a lot and we learned a lot throughout the session. Emma says, "Thanks, I really enjoyed the session." Yeah, me too. I did. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Thanks. Any final questions before we wrap up? I know some people had asked me if I was going to save it. I will. I'll leave it on my page for a bit. I'll leave it on my page. Anyone have any final questions before we round up? Thank you, Ibrahim. Thank you. So education consulting is actually a thriving consulting part. I've done education consulting for, a while, like a bit, right? That's a good question, Joy. So with education consulting, things like curriculum design, curriculum development is actually a consulting path, right? Institutional strategy too, as well. Maybe people who are they're setting up their educational institutions and they need the strategy to set it up. You can help with that. Ed tech, education technology is also a consulting path. So what LMS systems would they be using? That's learning management systems. How is it going to meet their needs? How are we going to implement it? How are we going to customize it to the learning institution? So those are ways that you can think about, your experience being in education. Very common is like, roles like instructional designers. Like there's a lot of demand for instructional designers. That is a six-figure role in itself, whether you want to do it full time, or even as a consultant. So there are multiple ways that you can leverage your experience. Actually, multiple ways. That's a good question, though. Will the recording? Yes, I just said I will. Yes, I will save it. I'll save it. I will save it. All right. Okay. Yes. I came late. Hopefully the recording will be saved. Yes, it will be. It will be saved. And then I will come online again, maybe tomorrow or next tomorrow, not sure. But we'll talk about like other opportunities in consulting, like what are like industries that you can consult in. I think Joy's question kind of Joy's source question kind of gave me give me that thought that maybe I should talk about that. So we can talk about like the opportunities, like the different industries. Who would like to learn more about that? Let me know. So industries that you can also provide like consulting, like industries that are like in demand. We can talk about that maybe next time for sure. You're welcome, Namo. You're welcome. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Goodbye. Bye, everyone.